Okay, so you probably never gave much thought about what it takes to get an order of lumber or a door to a job site. But man, you'd be surprised at just how many steps it takes to get that order to the job site. Well, today we're going to show you exactly how that's done. Arnold Lumber has been a partner of New England builders and homeowners for over 100 years. Our goal is to elevate projects to their highest potential through top quality product solutions and above and beyond service on all projects from start to finish. Now, we're teaming up with industry leaders and the area's best builders to give you insights on the latest material technologies, best practices, and unique projects. This is Breaking Ground. Hi folks, Tom with Arnold Lumber here with another episode of Breaking Ground. On today's episode, we're going to take you behind the scenes and show you a little bit of the business side of what it takes to run a lumberyard. We're going to follow an order all the way from being quoted to being ordered, through the receiving process, picking that product to get loaded on the trucks, shipped out to the job site, and talk a little bit about our friends from Epicor and how the technology solutions they provide with BizTrack and WMS management systems allow us to run the business efficiently and ultimately provide the best possible service to our customers. Let's check it out. All right, let's start at the very beginning. The first thing we need is a quote. So our sales team will take the customer's information for a quote request and turn that into the support team. Support team generates the quote. Customer approves that quote. When that quote approval is keyed into BizTrack, BizTrack automatically generates a purchase order to our supplier. Sounds like a lot. Let's go talk to Denise and have her walk us through it.
So when a sales rep requests a quote from a customer, they will either email in all the information or they will fill out what we have as a work order that has all the required fields in it that we need to be able to do the quote. Then we would go into that particular vendor's portal and fill out the quote. It gives you a waterfall of what questions it's going to ask so that you can then complete the quote for the customer. When it comes to a door, there's 5, I believe, specific information that you can't do a quote without. Door size, jam size, what the wall thickness is, if it's a 2x4 or 2x6 wall, single bore, double bore, whether or not they want casing, and the handing. Those are the primary things. The rest of it is budget, and you can fine tune it after, but if you don't have those, you can't finalize the quote. Preferably, they'll give us the actual model number and not say a door that looks like this. Because the vendor portals want the model number, it makes it a lot easier. This is what we're going to order off of once the customer signs off on it. If the details aren't right, we're going to just have to change it multiple times. So you try and get it right the first time so that when they sign off on it, you can just order and don't have to make multiple changes. If we want to take that quote and put it into BizTrack for a quote form for the customer, when you're in the portal, you export it into Sabris, which is a program that talks to the vendor portal and talks to BizTrack. So you go through the steps to put it into Sabris, and then you go into BizTrack and you open up that quote and print it out and give it to the customer. Then when it becomes an order, we accept it from the quote into an order. So there's no retyping of anything. It removes that margin of error. If we get a customer approval, we do prefer it in writing, that they send us an email back or a signed copy of the quote. And then we also have the ability to attach that. In BizTrack, you've got your paper trail. You've got your original quote. You can attach that in BizTrack. The quote from Reeb, we can attach that copy into BizTrack. You attach their sign off into BizTrack, and then you've got everything right there when you have any questions. All your paperwork's at your fingertips. Once you have the approval and you need to go in and order it, you take the quote in BizTrack and you accept it to an order. Then that can give you your purchase order number. Then you go back to the vendor's portal, put in the PO number, hit submit, and you're done. We get a confirmation showing that it's been ordered and a ship date. And then the day that it's shipping, we get a shipping report that day of everything that they have on their truck. It comes in, our receivers receive it in. BizTrack sends a notification to the person that created the order and to the outside salesperson who is on the account. They both get notified at the same time that the order's been received, and then we can set it up for delivery.
Okay, so our quote's been approved, and through BizTrack, a purchase order's been sent to Reeb. We're here at Reeb today to have a look at them putting the door together, getting it on the truck before they send it over to Arnold Lumber to be received. Let's go check it out. All right, so we know the door has left Reeb and it's on the way here to the yard, so we have to receive the product in. Now, this stage of the game is really crucial, and our good friend Pete's gonna show us how it's done. Let's check it out. First of all, I'm being told you're the most crucial part of making sure stuff goes through the WMS system accurately.
Correct.
Because if it comes in wrong and is entered wrong in the first place, it'll follow it through wrong. Correct. So we want to be extra careful at this stage.
Well, especially with what's actually on the tags versus what we have in our system.
So explain that. Why is that?
Well, because what will sometimes happen is that we can get in a door and it could be the wrong swing, could be the wrong different colored hinges, it could be it could be a double bore and it's only a single bore, it could be a single bore, it could be a double bore.
So you've got to check to make sure.
I got to check sure that all of those things matter before I even take it off the truck. I'm also checking for damage. With this door today, it's a finished door. It's completely sealed and covered except for the front. It comes with the screen. It also has a handle and the sill kit that actually comes along with it.
Do they each, even the hardware separate packages, have their own?
Yes, what I do after I've keyed in the PO, what I'll do is I'll come back and I will attach 3 different item numbers onto each one of those things. So when that comes up to the journey and the truck pulls up, he'll have 4 different unit numbers I have to pull. When I have to pull it, it's all there. So now there could be an order where the door's here. It could have a slab that goes along with it, which means I'd have to pull out of that bay. And then I would actually grab my hardware and stuff off of that, put it all together in front of it, so when the drivers come up, they scan, take that whole pile.
But I wouldn't have to remember that or look for a note. It would all be
in this gun.
The gun. So
the gun tells me everything.
Nothing left to chance in that case.
Correct. And the good thing about the gun is the gun's also a second protector because the journey sometimes may not have add-on items on it.
Okay.
But I have them on my cart.
And
so I can verify it with the gun.
Got it.
Compared to what the journey may have.
All right, so it's another safety
It's just
check.
another simple check on how to make sure that everything comes with the door.
You've checked it for accuracy.
Yep.
You're about to now tell the system this door is here in a certain location. I see you've got a tag on this pallet.
And this actually our new system that we implemented a couple of months ago, we used to have the older tags and then we had aisle numbers.
Okay.
We simplified it so that way everything that this customer wants, now say this customer has this PO and they have another PO from say another vendor. I can put them all together on this cart where before I couldn't do it and the system would flag it. So we simplified the system to make sure that you know something, he can get a door from every single company that we get.
Won't matter, it's all on the same
It's all
cart.
on this cart. This is a location now. It's not a cart, it's a location.
So even though this is the physical pallet you use to unload that truck, it's actually the location. Now, because this is a mobile location, how do we know where to find it?
That is usually where it comes in with this. So we have the lines. There's usually 7 numbers that go all the way through here, and I may replace them every once in a while like here. Okay. But this is all row 4, all row 3, all row 2, all row 1. This is row 5, and usually all the carts that are across the front of here are all 5s.
Got it. All right.
So I know where all the 5s are, and then I usually know where all of these are. Sometimes you get used to it, and sometimes they'll take a cart and they'll drop it off at a customer's house, and it stays there for a couple of days.
And if this cart is sitting on a job site, we know that that cart is sitting on a job site.
Correct, because I don't have it here, and I know all my carts are all numbered, so I do a verification of what carts I have and what carts I don't have. So I know where all of these things are all the time.
We're receiving. This has just come in, and every product that's in here somewhere has a label on it. Now this doesn't have one yet.
Yeah.
So part of your job is to make sure it now gets a label, and that you scan that. Is it a unit tag that this is going to get?
This is going to get another unit tag. So say like the screen here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this, and I'm going to go to AI. So this means I'm going to add additional item onto it.
Okay.
So what I do is I scan the original, and it tells me to put in a description.
Okay.
So what I will write on this one is screen. And then ask me for a new unit number. So I'll take this unit number. I will scan this. I will put this on the door. Okay, so that's added. So now I'm going to add another one. I have to go back to the original number. Now I'm going to write the handle. So I'm just going to write handle on here.
And each one of these now, you took the original number and you're giving it its unique number.
So that way,
and with a description that this is the handle and this is the number for the handle.
and when the driver pulls up with their journey, it'll actually say with this handle.
Okay, got it.
So I got one more to do, and that's going to be for the sill. Scan another item. And that's it. This order is now complete.
It's here, it's in the system. How does everybody know this is here now?
As soon as I receive it, the salesmen actually get an automatic printout to the email saying this order is here, and it actually goes to that
Right
salesperson.
now that's happening. In other words,
It's
once
already
it's in the gun,
It's already happened.
you don't have to go back to the computer, there's no
It
manifest.
happened when I received this door.
Okay.
Because I will have sometimes I will be receiving this door, and not even 20 minutes later, the customer was up front. Hey, your door's here. You want to take your door? And they'll be right here. I just received it 5 minutes ago.
That's
Or
fantastic.
sometimes it'll get added onto a journey because the customer said he needed it today. They'll just show up and they'll be like, hey, you just received the door. Yep, it's right here.
Ready
Put
to
it on-
ship
and
to the
put it onto
customer.
customers.
So now the rep gets notification. I let my customer know. We coordinate when
it's
they
gonna
come
go.
and get
Yep.
it. And then this will then get flagged as to be picked, to be
Yeah,
prepared
either
for
a will
delivery.
call or it's going to be a delivery, one or the other. And then usually if it's a will call, the customer goes up, they'll get paperwork up front, they'll pull up to the door, we'll load the door onto it, and he's ready to go. If it's a delivery, it may go today, it may go tomorrow. All depends on what location it's actually going to on what street.
Sure. Well, thanks for showing us around.
You're
Pete.
welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank
All
you.
right. All right, so the door's been received and put into inventory. BizTrack has automatically sent a note to the sales rep to let the customer know the door's ready for delivery. Now, customers decided they want the door. It's time to pick that door and get it ready to ship out. Let's see how it goes. We're ready to pull the door, get it onto the truck so we can get to the job site. What are the steps we got to go through now to make sure that this gets taken out of inventory the right way?
First thing is we catch our journey up front. Originally what will happen is the journal will get scanned.
Okay.
It'll show us on the gun exactly what we need, the location.
And is that just a checks and balance? You make sure, yep, that's
Everything
right. Now I
matches
know
up.
where to go find it.
Yep, the
Okay.
location, to make sure it lines up with the journey that we get. Once we pull the product, what happens is the unit tag gets scanned.
All right.
And then it just confirms to us what's in the gun
Yep.
and what's on the journey.
That'll show up on the screen again.
And then from there, it gets scanned to the truck. So operations knows what truck we have, what product is going to be on that truck.
And each time you do that, so now you scan it, it's out of inventory, it's out of stock position.
Yeah.
Scanning it to the truck, if somebody were to look for that door, they would know it's on the
on our
truck
truck, yep.
at the period until you left it at the job site.
Yeah, until it's delivered. Yeah.
All right, well, let's get that going then. All right, so we made it to the job site. Now we what happens next to make sure that everything is tied up tight?
So once we arrive, we'd go on our phone, go on BizTrack,
Okay.
arrive, stop one, confirm the time, 2:05. In this one, for instance, it's just images, stop notes, and signature. Normally there'd be another box for us to scan the unit tag.
Okay.
Open up the truck. Typically, whoever wasn't driving jumps up there, come over, confirm the tag, slide it right out.
Doors in.
Doors in.
Last step or last 2 steps, where are we at?
So we would have already scanned it. It's
Yeah.
inside now. It's where it's going, so it'd be time to take the picture. Click camera. Try to get one with the unit tag in it, and then we always try to take multiple. So then I'd take one a little farther away, you know, just so they could see the general location in case they called and they're like exactly where did they put it. They could be like, oh, it's, you know, it's near the casing or near the trim.
We got the picture. Now we can show the door has been delivered to the site. Is that the last step? We got one more thing to do.
Last step we would do would be take a picture of the address, whether it be on a mailbox. For instance, on this, it's on the front door. So I'd just come over, take the 48C.
All right, so now
Click
we
it
got
in.
photos with scans, with locations. That's it. Now that door is not in our inventory. We all know it's here. We have photos to show that it's here at the right address.
Yep, and as soon as I hit OK, it's gonna send everything over to them in dispatch and that'll be delivered.
And then customer gets a notice that the door is here.
Yes.
Very good.
Then-
All right, great job. Let's get the truck out of here. Thanks.
All right.
Well, that about does it for this episode. A lot more steps than you thought, wasn't it, to get a product from order to the job site? We want to thank our friends from Epicor for providing the great technology solutions that help us run our business and provide a better experience to our customers. And shout out to Reeb for letting us come into the door factory and watch how the door was packaged and prepped for shipment. Thanks to the team here at Arnold Lumber for pitching in and showing us how it's all done. If you like what you saw in this episode, don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. And until next time, I'm Tom with Arnold Lumber. Thanks for watching Breaking Ground.